Hopefully, this one will help lighten your mood today. Wayne Brady from Whose Line Is It Anyway? The guy, African American. You can read the article below. Go check it out. Yo, this dude, okay? Now, I gotta get him props, but I never, the story reads funny, but it's not funny at all. He was riding around in traffic, understand, look, going somewhere, traveling, and he was hit by a drunk driver in LA. And I guess he got out to address them, and maybe it was because of what they said. It really didn't say what was said, but whatever words were exchanged, Wayne Brady started fighting this person. Okay, Wayne Brady, the comic, the comedian, popped off on this dude and started fighting him in traffic. Is Wayne Brady really that gangster we seen in the Dave Chapelle Show? That's what my question is. Is he? Sounds like it to me. Read this. The way it reads is when the person hit him, he got out, he walked up to him, and he went to war with him. It didn't say there was exchange of words or nothing, but the guy was drunk. So he could have said something, could have attacked him first, but it doesn't go into detail specifically to the police report and what it says. But yo, your guy Wayne Brady, is he really that Dave Chappelle type Wayne Brady we're seeing on the Chapelle Show? The Chapelle Show Wayne Brady is back. He's back. He's back and he's ready. He's not playing, yo. I wish there was a video. I really do. Because the way it reads, it makes you laugh, but knowing the dude was drunk and what it says Wayne Brady did, it's just incredible. Another thing I want to let you celebrities know, when you're in these situations like that, you got to understand, and I want to be, this too, it goes both ways. This is for Hassan too. One of the guys that came out, he said he was a fan, okay? Now, I'm not going into details like guys analyzing your behavior, looking at your facial expression. I ain't doing all that. Listen, you a man, I'm a man. We ain't going to do all that. The thing is, when he came out and said he's a fan, your whole demeanor should have somewhat catered to him. Understand, people that are fans of us, we are the new TV. We're going to be the new TV for a long time, and it's going to be that way. If you have somebody that says they support you, they're a fan of you, dog, you can't be doing that. That's my one criticism. Everybody want to look at what you're doing, how you're doing it. If I pray for you to hell, but I ain't worried about that other stuff. I'm worried about analyzing what makes sense to me. Over here at All Rights Reserved, Czar for Christ, all right? Other than that, we talking about Jesus, period. Other than analyzing situations, it's about Jesus. Whole life. The whole thing is, it's not even about your faith, because, I hear you say a lot. I'm not judging you. I'm not saying anything. And the other dude that did, he was wrong for it. That is what you stand on. That is what you should celebrate. My only criticism with this thing is he came out and looked you in your eyes and he said, I'm a fan, homie. And I get you were mad. But go back and listen to what you said to him. He said, I'm a fan, homie. You looked at this man. You looked him dead in his eyes. And said, keep it moving. Respectfully, I know that type time because I know when you're out there. Listen, my productions were outside for almost a year and a half, 2 years. You can go back and watch all the videos. I had it jumping out there. I had all type of people visiting me, beeping at me. That got the whole city behind me, literally, because I'm out there doing something. The thing is, I'm actually doing something with myself while people are just talking. That's the difference. I'm actively chasing my dream while other people are just sitting there doing whatever, saying whatever. I don't care what people think. Look at me. Do I care what people think? After all I done did, do I care what people think? Which one of you were there when real stuff was really happening? When the tractor trailer ran me over, where were y'all at? Raise your hand if you were there. Because the last time I remember, I was by myself. Slipping to sleep. That's why I said y'all don't know what death is. Now let's get back to what we were talking about. Because that's not the point. Sasan, you got to be careful. He said he was a fan. You might have just pushed away one person. You might say he's one person. I get it. But your demeanor, it has to be more controlled. You're so mad you couldn't even articulate yourself to make sense. You got to be careful. That person came out and said he was a fan. All right. And now bring that back to what we're talking about. Okay. Wayne Brady. I get it. There was an issue. He hit you. Don't I know being hit by cars? Don't I know it? You got to be careful, yo, because he was drunk. You could have hopped out to do what you're trying to do, and he was drunk. He could have pulled. Now I don't know their legal, illegal. However, it could have got worse for you, and you gotta just stay focused because there's a lot of deals you got on the table, a lot of business you're handling. I know. Listen, I know. I'm not gonna put your business out there. You got a lot of things you're doing, endorsements that you can possibly secure. You don't have time for that. That's what I'm saying, Hassan. This goes back to you, my guy. Real quick. This is why you gotta be, yo, dog. You got endorsements on the table. I'm sure you gotta be careful, man. You're wilding out, and I get it. I get it. You know, I get the area. Funny thing is, I was last time I was outside of Bronx River. It might have been sometime last year. I was with my fiance, and we were outside of there at that time. And that's my thing. You got to be careful, man. You got to be careful. You're not thinking smart. It's not even about cops because you said don't call the cops. It's not even about that. It's not about calling the cops. Those are young. Those are like boys. Those boys I seen. I don't know. They may have been teenagers that did that to you, bro. Come on now. Come on now. You're a public figure. You're not just one of these dudes walking around who it don't matter. Like literally, there are people looking to hear from you. Literally looking for you in their day. Like what did Hassan do? Do you know how big that is? Do you actually understand that? That you have people somewhere in this world, nowhere around you, that want to hear from you. Do you know how big that is? You got to understand what great, I know it sounds corny, but hear me out, my guy. Hear me out. With great power comes great responsibility. We heard that on Superman, Spider-Man, every cartoon, screw those cartoons. That's real life. You have great responsibility, not even family wise, as the man and leader at the head of your household, but as a public figure, there's certain things that, not saying they got to follow your thing, but you have to be careful how you deal with people. My issue, again, I didn't say nothing about you. I actually thought you were right. What you were saying was right. Their reaction to you, to him visiting, should have been the same, even better for you. Matter of fact, when Bambaataa visited, he should have got handled then by them. I don't know what's wrong with these dudes. I don't know who raised these dudes. Who knows? Probably nobody. But the whole point that I'm trying to make, you're a public figure, dog. You're a public figure. You can't be out here doing that. Do you know how many times, like, go back and see my videos. Do you go look at the restraint I had to use? Do you know how many times I went to cut it off and get busy with dudes right there on the street? Many times. I actually had to cut it off when there was a group of foreigners that wanted to surround me making a video, wanted to try and be intimidating. That's a story for another time. And I'm not self-snitching, so I'm not even going to go into detail. Let's just say there'll never be a problem again. Never. But my thing is, though, you need to be smart how you're moving. Like, you don't need to be caught up in these things, man. Like, I'm seeing, and the thing is, I actually enjoy watching your videos. That's part of why I'm saying what I'm saying. You got to be careful, man. They're trying to bait you into getting yourself locked up, bait you into going to a bad situation. Like, it's childish. You got to ignore that. You got to ignore that and move past it, dog. How many times did we deal with, but what do they really know about you? What is it that they're doing that's so much greater? They don't know. They don't have an answer for that. Neither do they know. And the answer is nothing. So why are you getting baited into these situations like that, dog? You gotta restrain yourself. That's too much, man. That was too close for call. And I'm just being honest, man. I keep it real on the mic. That is what we learned. As you know, we both learned from some of this, allegedly, from some of the same people. You can't do that, man. Wayne Brady, you can't do that. You got to stop. Are you the Wayne Brady from the Chapelle Show, or are you Wayne Brady? You are the Wayne Brady from the Chapelle Show in this article, dog. I get it, but I do get it. With both of you, I get it. Here's the thing. I'm not saying either of you are wrong. What I'm saying is be more careful and mindful of the choices you make after any type of situation as you've gotten into. Be very wary because you don't want to make a mistake like that and knowing what you guys are worth. Come on, man. Come on. We got to be different. We got to do different. And I get it. But with both of your situations, I fully understand. You may have handled it better than I would have. But because I didn't live it. But what I'm saying is the criticism of everyone else, don't look at the criticism. Take everything with a grain of salt. But the one thing I do ask, take what I say serious. Be very mindful of your decisions in situations like you are in. Don't involve yourself in situations that don't come to you. Listen, God stands for you when the devil brings tribulation. If tribulation is not being brought to you, God's not backing you going uh balls to the wall and doing something because your emotion. God wants you, he says, vengeance is mine, thus saith the Lord. Meaning he will repay. You can't get vengeance like God. When you're dealing with a person, he knows what a person loves. He can see the mind and the heart. He knows what they cherish the most in their life. He'll take that, but you can't take it because you got to figure out what it is, research. God knows. He'll take that from them, then take their health. God is a savage. I keep telling y'all, stop taking things in your own hands. God is a savage. He's super savage, beyond savage. These dudes talking about running around with a gun savage. No, how about grabbing a person, not only killing them, but throwing them in hell? That's savage. Not only do I take your life, but I put you in eternal damnation, where meaning you'll never get out. You're there forever burning and screaming. You're screaming like a woman as a man, literally. Squinting your teeth like Home Alone, screaming, torturing, getting ravaged. Let God handle it. He's gonna do something far worse to the person than you could ever do physically. He'll make sickness come upon your enemy. He'll make them get sick and die in a night. It doesn't matter. Time is nothing to an almighty God. You guys gotta read. This is why I talk to y'all. Because you guys, you're elders compared to me. And I really do admire y'all media. And I've been following for a while, as you both can see that I follow you and see how long. Wayne Brady, I don't know if you got a YouTube, honestly. I meant Hassan, actually, with that one. But I've watched many things on Whose Line It Is Anyway, your Chapelle Show stuff. Anything you're on, I tend to watch it. So you guys got to be very careful about how you move out here. Because, dude, you got to understand, man, when dealing with the cops, a lot of these dudes out here, not y'all, not saying y'all, be scared dealing with the cops. I've never been. I dealt with them very thoroughly. Very thoroughly. We know each other. When they see me, they know it's me. We know each other in a lot of different places in many different departments. And I want to say this. The worst thing that I would hate to see, I would hate to see, is that you guys getting these altercations and next you getting popped by the cops. Because then they're not going to pay the price. They're not going to go to prison unless they're proven guilty. They're not a normal person. So out there, Hassan, yeah, you got shot, no harm, I get it. But say you shot them. You're now being looked at by cops that you got a body if they happen upon it. And you're like, well, if I left, they wouldn't know. Dog, trace evidence is everything. When it comes to forensics, dog, trust me. When it comes to forensics, I'm that guy. I will catch anybody that's done a crime and put them away for the rest of their life. Like, I does that. I can do that. That's cake. I will prove a nigga did something. I could prove anyone. Taking evidence, taking trace evidence, things. Like, I'm a beast at that. And I'm telling you, it's not hard. You can run all you want when you shoot someone. It's not hard to trace someone down and figure out who did what. Because all I have to do is check the traffic cams. You had to drive there. It's not like you appeared there. You had to drive there. I could just see who went that direction. Then start interrogating the license plate of each person. Understand the manners that are used to catch these people in these official capacities is way greater than the crimes anyone commits. They're not educated on how to actually get away with crime, even if they looked it up. The people who actually know how to do it are part of the force because you know the exact thing that the forensic guy is looking for the moment he hits the spot. You know the inconsistencies that you look for as being in the official capacity of searching out something or chasing down leads. Like, so they know how to get away with crimes. So if you got hit by a cop, he's more than likely going to get away with it, chance and get away with it than you getting away with it. So be smarter, man. You guys got to move way better. But I do understand both your situations. So that's my only criticism. Everything else is for the birds in my mind. And, I guess I can bring up the same things they did, but what's the point? There's like all these other dudes who never talk about anything that's related to this, trying to get the clicks and views off of talking about it. But I talk about it because from a stance of actually caring. Actually being a black man, looking at another black man succeed and wanting to see you succeed. Like, I'm not a sucker like they're being, but you know how I rock. And you guys just got to stay focused, stay on your grind, and just understand the role you play and the power you have. All rights reserved.